Someone just cut you off mid-sentence. Your thought was clear, your words were building towards something real, and they walked right through it, as if you weren't there. Your body tightens, your mind accelerates, and every instinct you have says fight back, speak louder, reclaim the space by force. Here is the truth most people never hear. The moment you have to demand to be heard, you've already surrendered the ground. Average people compete for attention. They treat it like a scarce resource and scramble accordingly. Respected people control the environment without raising their voice. Today, 6 phrases, not comebacks. Psychological tools that make the other person stop, recalibrate, and understand without you stating it directly that they crossed a line. The Stoics mapped this territory centuries ago. Marcus Aurelius governed an empire and was surrounded daily by men who wanted his attention, his agreement, his reaction. He learned that composure is not passivity, it is the highest form of strategic presence. Epictetus taught that what happens to you is not the measure of your character, how you respond is. Being interrupted is a perfect test of that principle, because here is what an interruption actually reveals, not something about you, something about them. Their impatience, their impulsiveness, their inability to hold still long enough to receive what someone else is offering. Most people respond by entering that same register. They raise their voice, push back, try to reclaim space through volume. And in doing that, they forfeit the authority they were trying to defend. Because authority doesn't live in volume, it lives in control. Before we continue, this is where most people quit. If you're still here, you're different. Subscribe to Silent Forge, not for motivation, but for mental tools you can actually use. In a world of noise, we offer direction. In a world of distraction, we build discipline. Hit that subscribe button now. Let's continue. Phrase 1. I can see you have something to say. Go ahead, I'll wait. Read that again slowly. You are not reacting. You are not confronting. You are slowing the entire tempo of the interaction down to yours. They expected resistance. They braced for a counter-push. Instead, they get stillness. And stillness in this context is not accommodation. It is complete control of the room's rhythm. Without a single aggressive word, you have communicated one thing. I am not in a rush because I know my moment is coming. The other person, without realizing it, begins adjusting to your pace. That is the shift. Phrase 2. Finish your thought. Then I'll finish mine. This one creates architecture. You are not asking for space. You are organizing the conversation as if it were yours to organize. And the key is not the words. The key is the tone they arrive in. No irritation, no sarcasm. Steady and flat, like a fact being stated rather than a complaint being lodged. That tone communicates something that no amount of volume can replicate. I respect you, and I expect the same in return. In any room, the person who sets the frame holds the power. The third tool is not a phrase. It is a behavior. Someone interrupts you. You stop, completely. No sigh. No visible frustration. No adjustment of posture. Just silence, and your eyes steady on theirs. That silence will feel long. It will feel uncomfortably heavy to everyone in the room, especially to the person who caused it. Most people cannot hold silence. They rush to fill it, stumble over themselves, lose the thread of what they were saying. When that happens, you wait one beat and say simply, as I was saying, clean, unshaken. Their interruption becomes background noise that passed through the room and disappeared. You never acknowledged it as significant, which means it wasn't. Phrase 4. Did you jump in because you thought I was done, or because you didn't want to hear the rest? This is surgical. You are not accusing. You are asking. But the question forces an instant internal audit in the other person. They have to stop and examine their own motivation in real time. And most of the time, the answer they surface embarrasses them. They backtrack. Sorry, I thought you were finished. And just like that, without escalating a single degree, you have reclaimed the conversation and made them an active participant in handing it back to you. Phrase 5. I'm going to pause you for a second. I wasn't finished yet. The word pause is the entire mechanism here. Think about what pause means structurally. The person who controls a pause controls the timeline. You are not asking permission to continue. You are pressing pause on the interaction and doing it with complete courtesy on the surface. But underneath that courtesy, there is a clear signal being transmitted. What I'm saying carries weight. It will not be walked over. And that signal lands directly on the ego of the person who interrupted, because they understand, without it being stated, that they moved too fast and you corrected the tempo. Phrase 6. You seem really passionate about this. Why don't you go first? This one operates on a different level entirely. When you label someone as passionate, you are pointing quietly at their emotional state. And in any social interaction, the more visibly emotional person appears, less in command of themselves, you step back. You give them the floor. You let them expand, accelerate, lose structural coherence. And then you step in when the room has gone quiet, when attention has drifted, when people are looking for something steadier to land on. That is when your words carry maximum weight. You did not compete. You waited. And waiting, executed with full intention, is one of the most powerful moves available to you. Here's what connects all 6. The world is accelerating. Everyone wants to speak first, speak loudest, speak most. And in that environment, the rarest thing you can demonstrate is the ability to remain completely still while others are losing their footing. Seneca wrote, "Retire into yourself as much as possible, not as withdrawal, as consolidation." When you master the tools in this video, you stop fighting for attention. You stop needing to. Because presence that is controlled, measured, and unhurried does not need to compete. It is recognized. Drop one word in the comments. Forge. If something here changed the way you'll move through the next conversation. I read every single one.